do Kyoto, Osaka, check out Okayama, Kurashiki, Hiroshima, Miyajima, back to Tokyo, last couple of nights in Tokyo. So going to Japan for the first time for a lot of people can be daunting. So I just wanted to do an under the hood look at building Japan itineraries and what that could look like, and kind of on my process and how I think through building itineraries, places where maybe you might not see any gaps, where there maybe could be gaps. And I just kind of wanted to be relaxed, like a no frills kind of thing. I've already gotten some requests, so thank you so much. Like I said in the last video, if you got itinerary suggestions or ideas, drop them in the comments. So this is a longer trip. There's still a work in progress and I left some days to be free so I can hang out with friends, give me some options to see what is doable. Kind of one thing I would see right off the bat, this is UK Carib 2546, is I would probably put in some more things that you want to see, if that makes sense. Base it off your interests. I'm always a proponent of that because it seems like you just, I don't know if this is first time, so you just, I don't know if you maybe the plan is to do iconic Tokyo, but I would try to do the icons, but also mix in some of your interests. I saw you had Gundam in there, so maybe you like anime and Gundams, I don't know. So you're gonna get into Tokyo in the evening, makes sense. Check into the hotel. Okay, first question is where are you gonna stay? So again, if you're going to arrive in Tokyo, one of the recommendations that I always had when I sent clients is if you're coming in Tokyo, out Tokyo, you do Tokyo, one side of Tokyo on the way in and then the other side of Tokyo on the way out. I like to do Asakusa on the back end just because I think it's easier access to the airport. It's not, I mean, you can get to the airport from Shibuya or Shinjuku, like it's not hard. It's just, I prefer to head there from Asakusa. I would just say if you're coming into Tokyo, I like to do one area of Tokyo and the other side of Tokyo. I would just leave it at that. But since you have Sensoji kind of right there in the beginning, I would maybe base myself closer to that area. Yeah, because that's kind of the first area you're gonna be visiting. Shibuya is a bit further from, I would say, so if you take the Hanzomon line, it's not too bad. It's 40 minutes. 40 minutes there, 40 minutes back. Keep that in mind. Train stop running at midnight-ish, 12:30. I think it might be 1 now in Tokyo if I'm not mistaken, depending on the train line. You're gonna have a longer sort of commute one way or the other, and you got 30 days, so I mean, it's you got 3 weeks, so it's a lot of time. But yeah, you're gonna be in Japan for 3 weeks, so I wouldn't split hairs over it. You're gonna just have a lot of time. So I'm just kind of looking at it from a day-by-day basis. Even so, because you're gonna be doing more stuff on day 3 and 4, closer to south of Tokyo, because Yokohama is further south. So if you're looking at a map of Tokyo, right, going down the Kawasaki, so it's even further south. Yeah, in the Kawasaki city. So I mean, if you're staying in Taito, you're up here, but I would even, honestly, in the beginning, if I were you, I might even stay closer to Shinjuku, Shibuya, because you're doing some of that stuff that way. Then you're gonna go to Yokohama one day, which is down here. I don't know if you're planning and staying in Yokohama. Train to Yokohama. Oh yeah, you are. Check into a hotel in Yokohama. So yeah, you're making your way south. So, and then if you got time, I don't know if it looks like you got time on the back end in Tokyo as well. So then I might do Asakusa then, especially because you got 30 days. You might want to buy stuff. So I would probably say, because you can do a lot of like souvenir shopping or whatever. Like I always recommend that. Like that's just my thing. So have a meal. So let me actually look at what you're talking about doing. So let's just say we move this first day to the end, or second day to the end. You staying closer to the city, so I'm gonna jump to day 3. Have a meal and then nearby. I guess I can review this and then it can switch on the back end. So explore Asakusa. There's a way to get to Asakusa. You can get to Asakusa probably by like noon. You'll be a little later if you're coming back from somewhere else, or you could do it on that last day. I think it was like day 23 or 24. Komingi no dore. Oh, okay. This looks good. Check that out. Have lunch in the area. Visit the Shinjuku National Guard. See, yeah, like even here, if you stayed in Shinjuku, you could do Shinjuku Gyoen that day, and then go to Shibuya Sky and then do dinner. Because I feel like to start in Asakusa, you can hang around Shinjuku in the morning, do some shopping, do whatever. Check out, you could even add like the scramble crossing in one day. Then kind of you're all in that area. I feel like to go from Asakusa down to Shinjuku Gyoen to then go back to Asakusa, you don't need to necessarily do that. Especially if you're staying near Shinjuku Shibuya, you could do Harajuku Omotesando easily the next day. The Imperial Castle, make sure you get tickets early. And there's only certain times of year you can reserve them. So actually, I feel like this was one of the things that was tough for us to get. Even when I used to work as a travel consultant, it was kind of tough to actually get these. I think the grounds outside are open to the public. It's been a minute since I've sent anybody here. Yeah, you got to bring a valid form of ID. Yeah. So, does it cost? Yeah, so that's the first thing. I'm sure you Yeah, tours are free but require registration. So yeah, it is free, but that's what I thought. It requires registration. It can be hard to get, so book it in advance. I've never actually done it. I've sent people who loved it. Get to Yokohama, check into the hotel, dinner in the nearby area, Yokohama Kamakura. Oh yeah, they moved it. Yeah, because it used to be, the Gundam statue used to be in Odaiba. I think that, oh yeah, but it's the Gundam Unicorn one is there now, Yokohama. So now you're down in Yokohama, and you're gonna pop down to Kamakura. Again, this is just what I do. Also, I use Naviton. So, but I'm using Google for the sake of like the English, and it's a little easier. So I think it must be near the Gundam. Yeah, you're gonna be staying near Yokohama. Okay, you're gonna do that early in the morning. It's a statue, so it's outside, so you can see it. Visit the Tsurugaoka Hachimangu Shrine. So you're gonna go to Kamakura. Yeah, I'd say, if you're gonna be in Yokohama, I would check out the Chinatown. Get to Yokohama a little bit earlier on this day, especially since now you don't have to commute as far. Yeah, and then I would check out the Yokohama Chinatown. Lots of good stuff there. I've been there a few times because it looks like you're going to be leaving Yokohama kind of pretty quickly. Then you're going to head down to Kamakura where the giant Buddha statue is. I like that. You kind of following a path. Looks like you've done some research too, which is awesome. Down to Kamakura. So what I was saying was, like if you're going to go down Shinjuku, then I would do the Chinatown in Yokohama is what I was saying. Good food, really cool. Then, like I said, going down to Kamakura, you're going all in the same direction, so that's a good idea. Visiting the Tsurugaoka Hachimangu Shrine. So you can see it's still about 30 minutes on the Shonan Shinjuku. You could take the Yokosuka line down, then the Hachimangu Shrine, right? Hachimangu. Not too far, boom, right there. Yep. You could try some good old, you want to May, so some good old seafood ramen. It's got like little fish in it, so if you're not a fish fan, I maybe stay away from it. I thought it was pretty good. Have lunch in the nearby area, that was next. Shichirigahama Beach, yeah, okay. Visit the Great Buddha at Kotokuin, yep, okay. Visit the Kamakura Kokomae station for sunset views, has a beach right next to it, go to the hotel. I'm not gonna look too much into this, like, seems pretty solid. I don't think there's anything that's crazy. You must have done some research. Kamakura Kokomae. Oh, okay, it is kind of picturesque. Chirigahama Beach. Okay, yeah, you wanna check out the, yep, near Kamakura, yep. Inoden line, okay, yep. Pop one down. I mean, you got some time, so just space it out well. Yeah, you got a couple hours, so that's cool. You slowed the pace some. Let's see where Kotokuin is just real quick since I'm looking. Yeah, Kotokuin. Yeah, you'll be fine. Yamanashi down in Shizuoka. Okay, trying to find some stuff to do in Shizuoka. You just saw a beach, so maybe you would do something else. Oh yeah, that's right. You could do Shiraito no Taki, the Shiraito waterfalls. You could do fish market. I'm just looking quickly. I'm not really like, I'm trying to think. Yeah, because when I went to the Kawaguchiko, which is also in that Kawaguchi Fuji 5 Lakes region. And we did the waterfalls. We also did, we caught a view of Fuji, and we did Hoto Hudo. Hoto is a popular dish from the area. It's like a noodle dish. It's like a local delicacy, I guess you could say. Yeah, just a quick search based on your interests. I'm not gonna bog you down too much with that. Fujisan Yumino Ohashi Bridge. Catch the sunset. Okay. Take the train to Kyoto. Visit Nijo. Let me see. I mean, you got so much time that if the question is, can you do this? The answer is yes, because you got so much time. So take the train to Kyoto, visit Nijo Castle. Also depends. You're gonna be there for a long time, so I would really plan out luggage transfers, so you don't have to carry all your stuff constantly with you. Obviously, when you're staying and like just when you're going from city to city, visit Nijo Castle, check out Kiyomizu-dera. I would try to, again, just because you have the days, I think visiting Kiyomizu-dera at 2:30, like you're outside. It just depends on how much you want space you want to have when you're walking around and checking out certain stuff. If you get to Kyoto. Again, I think most places in Japan, let's just Google it. Yep. Standard time is like anywhere else on over 3 p.m. So again, this is why I would forward my luggage, because if you get there, you're gonna have all your stuff with you. You can put some of your stuff in a locker, but I imagine since you're gonna be here for so long, you're gonna have a lot of it. So probably send my luggage to meet me, probably like 2 days before you actually head to Kyoto. Visit Nijo Castle. Again, I would even maybe spending a lot of time in Shizuoka. You don't have, like, again, you can research more stuff you want to do. If you get to Kyoto, yeah, you still gonna want to do something. So yeah, maybe check out Nijo Castle. I just prefer to try to do some of this stuff as you have on the next day as early as possible, just because Kyoto's so popular. Is this during Golden Week? You said mid-May, June. Let me see when Golden Week is. Oh, you said mid, so you'll miss Golden Week, because yeah, that's a peak period of domestic travel in Japan. So nah, you'll be kind of in between travel periods, which is good. So it might not be as crowded, which is good time of year to go. It won't be too hot yet. You might just start getting into the rainy season if you start going in June, like if it creeps into June, which it will because it's 30 days, but it probably won't be too bad. Rainy just means pack an umbrella. or buy an umbrella. Oh, I missed this. Get food at Lawson, go whenever the bus leaves for Yamanashi. Yeah, keep the flexibility in your schedule. Man, you're gonna do an Kamakura to Yamanashi. Oh, I didn't peep this. Hang on, let me look. I'll check it out for you. Kamakura to Yamanashi. So here's again why I would suggest Navi time, because if you do this, it's some walking and some transfers. So walking and some transfers, limited express trains. Yeah, it's gonna take you 3 hours? And in your itinerary, you're going 6 a.m., 9 a.m., 12 a.m. I guess I'm a little confused here. Arakura Shrine? I'm not even gonna know. I actually haven't seen anybody do this. So open at 9 a.m. Yeah, so I guess maybe this was a typo. Getting a little thrown off. So you're leaving at 6 a.m. This should maybe say 12 p.m. I'm assuming. Yeah. Go to Arakura Shrine. Lunch. Explore. Oh, so you're gonna spend some more time in Yamanashi Prefecture. Yeah, so you got a lot of time, man. I would really suggest, depending on where you stay in Yamanashi. So like I said, right, I would stay maybe just near Kawakuchiko. Keep it simple. Oh yeah, you did say that. Get food at Lawson, so you'll be in that area. Check into your hotel. Yeah, so you're staying in Kawaguchiko. All right, yeah, it's not a bad call. Yeah, I would definitely see the waterfalls then. Shiraito no Taki. Then you could do Shiraito Falls. Yeah, there's like another like little body of water there too. I would get some Houto, like those noodles I was mentioning. Okay, you're going to Shizuoka. Yep. Going to Kyoto. Yep. I got too far down. Yep. So this is where we left off. Get to Fushimi 99 as early as possible. Check out Gion early, Shion Street early. Have lunch. Philosopher's Path. Yeah, I mean, again, part of it's a little harder for me to go in depth, I guess, because I don't know what your specific interests are. But in terms of the flow of it, is yes, I like getting up early for Fushimi 90. Get into Gion early. Good idea. Having lunch in the nearby area. Good idea. Checking out the Philosopher's Path. Exploring or shopping. Yep. Is this... So you're going to be... I don't know what you're just going to... This is what you spend in the day here? Like... Okay, so you're staying up here. Yeah, I mean, you got time. So that's always, like I said, I'm going to keep saying that. You have a lot of time on your hands. So you'll have plenty of time in Japan. I don't know why you want to go to Amano Hashidate. I feel like if you're going to be in Kyoto, like you got 1-2 days in Kyoto, I feel like you could do a bit more. Like one of the things I mentioned in my last video is I did like a sake tour in Kyoto. There's a lot to still see and do in Kyoto. If you wanted to check out some of the other temples or whatever, you can. I don't know if you're a temple person. I'm not exactly sure what you're looking to do here since you didn't make any notes. I guess it seems like you like really picturesque views, so I'm assuming maybe that's why you're going. One of Japan's most scenic views. Yeah, again, you got a lot of time, so you're gonna be able to really do whatever you want. But yeah, I feel like you've got a few kind of picturesque views or whatever. I don't know if you're going down I don't see you going down to Hiroshima at all. I would honestly say, because you had like, unless you're like, I want to do something that, this is my exclusive experience that I feel like not a lot of people do, so I want to do this, then maybe. But I would check out Hiroshima if you're into history. You could do obviously the big ones like the atomic bomb memorial, but you could get over to Miyajima and stuff like that. Maybe you don't know. The picturesque like Torii Gate you've probably seen at Itsukushima. So yeah, if you go down to that area like Hiroshima, so you know you're close. So there's ways to do it, but you're close, is what I'm saying. There's ways to do it. But yeah, I would honestly spend a little more time in Kyoto. And like some of the other people, are, like other itineraries, you can kind of do a mix of this. Like I see you got Kyoto, and then you want to check out, so you're still in Kyoto, then you're talking about going to Arashiyama Bamboo Grove. I guess you're still gonna have to pop back to Kyoto. So I wouldn't, again, maybe it's an exclusive experience that you feel like you really want to have. Again, I just always look at the distances and like, is it the payoff versus, time travel, distance travel versus payoff, I guess, is maybe the equation. I feel like it's not necessary unless you're like, hey, this is a must-have experience. Explore the Arashiyama Bamboo Grove and maybe the Monkey Park. So again, I would rework some of these days in Kyoto. And then if you have a day that you want to do Arashiyama, do stuff localized to Arashiyama, because I wouldn't want to go from Arashiyama to Nara, because Arashiyama, like if you see the video, Arashiyama, like in the view, Arashiyama's here, Nara's here. If you're going to be in Kyoto based somewhere closer to the city, getting to Nara is a bit easier. Like you're a bit further west, and yeah, it's just going to require more effort to get down to Nara. And I feel like, especially if you're coming from Amano Hashidate in the morning and then coming all the way down to Arashiyama to get down to Nara to come back to Kyoto, I think it's just a lot. So something to think about. Not a bad idea to do a day trip to Nara, but I feel like the way I think about the day trips is, am I gonna be basically in Kyoto today? Okay, fine. Am I gonna be in this area of Kyoto today? Okay, fine. If I'm not, and okay, I'm kind of wanting to see some other things and I'm basing myself out of Kyoto, now I'm gonna start doing day trips to somewhere else. So now if I'm in Kyoto, I'm gonna go down to Nara and spend most of the day in Nara. Maybe I do something in the morning in Kyoto and then go down to Nara. If you're not staying in Osaka, which I see here you have, because you're gonna be doing USJ, then I transfer to Osaka, do stuff in Osaka, and then if I have like, okay, now I'm based in Osaka and I'm not gonna be staying in Nara, now I'm gonna do my day trip. I wouldn't try to do like outside of Kyoto, back into Kyoto, back outside of Kyoto. It could be a lot. Even though you have a lot of days, I'm talking about just the individual day experience. Like, because you have so many days, I would spread some, if you are trying to go to different areas and kind of give yourself a day or 2 days in one particular area outside of a major city, then I would do that. Like, I would spread it over like a couple days instead of in the same day having like outside of Kyoto or outside of a particular place into a place. Like in the beginning, when you do Tokyo, I think one of the things that you did very well or thought about very well is like you're in Tokyo, you're kind of in Tokyo. Now you're down in Yokohama, you're in Yokohama doing Yokohama things. Then you go down to Kamakura. I think Kyoto kind of seems like you're doing a bunch of kind of jumping. So it could make it pretty tiresome. Again, you're gonna probably have more bags because you're just gonna be there more days. You got to think about when you're going to do laundry. A lot of places, depending on the type of hotel accommodation you're going to stay in, you might not have access to laundry, so you got to go to a coin laundry. If the coin laundry is at your hotel, great. If not, then you got to go to a coin laundry. So just things to think about. Then Osaka there. So, okay, you're based out of Osaka. I can see why, because you're going to go to USJ. I mean, you could do it. I've done it. My sister in Japan, my Japanese sister used to live in Kyoto. We got up early and went to USJ and then came back to Kyoto that same day. But if you want to stay in Osaka, it looks like you have some things you're trying to do in Osaka. Yep. Shinsai Bashi, Umeda Sky Building, Umeda Sky to Dotonbori, right? Umeda Sky to Dotonbori. It's not far, 30 minutes. But again, just things to think about. Depends on where you stay in Osaka, right? You could stay near Dotonbori. You could stay, you could stay over here because you're going to be in Shinsai Bashi. So if you're going to go up to Umeda Sky, like, I don't know. I just think about, it's like Osaka Station something. But I think it also has Osaka in the name. I can't remember. Osaka Umeda. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Yeah, because you're going to be coming to Osaka Station here. I mean, it's not far. Just, you can see it. Some people stay closer to Namba. Yep, that's what I was thinking about. There's lots of hotels in Namba. Yeah, I just would think about, again, it's an hour. So you're going to be 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back. So depending if you stay down here, you might want to stay somewhere in between. Just kind of depends. It kind of depends on the way you flow into Osaka. But it's not far. Traveling 30 minutes in Japan is not super uncommon, so I wouldn't poo-poo you for that. And you built in some time during the day. It's not like, oh, I got 20 minutes to get from here to here. So things to think about. Osaka Aquarium. Yeah, I think you've got too many days in Osaka. I mean, you could do a lot of stuff in Osaka, but day 14, 15, 16, 17 in Osaka, I would say I would add more of these days to Kyoto, to be real with you. There's going to be a lot, I feel like, depending on what your interests are. But I feel like, generally speaking, there's more to do in Kyoto than Osaka. And I'd say maybe 2 nights in Osaka, 3 nights, max, if it were me. Then, like I said, if you take out that experience, the Amano Hashidate at the beginning, you can maybe go down to Hiroshima, do Miyajima, because you have a couple nights, like 2 nights or whatever, 3 nights. Then have 1 long haul day back to Tokyo. You still got time in Tokyo. So I feel like you could even do more. Like, you could do something like on your way. And so, because this is what I mean by when I say you have so many days, just something to think about, right? Like, rather than even staying in Osaka, because again, you have so many days, you could literally just stay in Kyoto and then decide to do a day trip to Osaka. But again, you want to go to USJ. So, but you could kind of flow it into, like, so here's what I mean. So you got Kyoto, you do Kyoto a couple days, you do Osaka a couple nights. Then let's say you decide you want to go to Kobe. You're kind of headed in the direction of Hiroshima. For jazz, for, famed Wagyu beef or whatever, you could do, and it seems like you like picturesque things. Kobe is like right by the water, so I'm sure there's pretty, picturesque things to do there. If not, you could stay over near Himeji. Visit the Himeji Castle. It's one of Japan's most famous castles. It's regardless as again, you just the wiki, right? Just look at that. You could go to Okayama, right? Okayama here near Kurashiki. So let's look up Kurashiki just in case you don't know. Kurashiki, right? I put Kurashiki. So right, like these beautiful canals and stuff like that, like century-old buildings near the Seto Inland Sea. Just look at the pictures. It seems like you like kind of picturesque scenic things. So it's like, again, you get in some old architecture and some of that stuff. There is a place that like Okayama denim. It's expensive, but like special, like, you know, specialty products in Okayama trip ideas, right? Again, I think you have almost, you can check out Korakuen, you can check out Okayama Castle. This is just TripAdvisor, right? Like I'm not doing anything crazy in depth here, but I think you have so much time that it only for you to do Tokyo, Kyoto, you got Kamakura and all of that, but you almost have so much time that I would even, I wouldn't spend that much time in Osaka. Like I just again, I like Osaka. I'm not poo-pooing Osaka. If you really want to be in Osaka, great. But see, like you could go Okayama down to Hiroshima. So you have enough time to explore a little bit more of Japan. If you had even more time, you go out to Shimane, which is crazy. But I don't think you have that kind of time. But yeah, I would say like Okayama, maybe even Kurashiki, a couple days here, Hiroshima, a couple days. Then I would take one long haul back to bullet train back to Tokyo, which is going to be about 4 hours. I could have just did it, but it's like 4 hours back to Tokyo. And then kind of to wrap it up, like again, that's flights. But I wouldn't worry about doing flying. The bullet train is pretty good enough, plenty good enough. Yeah, then I would take those last couple days in Tokyo, do my souvenir shopping, like I mentioned in the very beginning, do Sensoji, Asakusa, then maybe head on out because you buy a separate suitcase for luggage and stuff like that. Because you'll be in Shinjuku or at, like, there's so many different things that you could do. I think the Tokyo flow of your trip in the beginning seems to be like, you can move some things, but I think the flow of where you start at, if you did Shinjuku, Shibuya, you could add a night, take away a night. If you wanted to explore Hachiko and Shibuya and all that, the crossing and all that stuff, you could add that there. Then, I don't mind, like Yokohama seems cool. Come down to Yokohama, do Kamakura. If you're headed to Kyoto, do that. You could even go further down into Hakone, stay in traditional Japanese inn. Again, lots of beautiful views in the Hakone area, checking out the ropeway, the open air museum. Again, if scenery and picturesque landscapes are kind of your thing, which just based off of this, it seems like it could be, but then head over to Kyoto, do Osaka. In that case, if you added in Hakone, I still think you'd have enough time to get down to Hiroshima. Maybe you cut out Okayama, but to do something a bit different that not everybody gets a chance to do because they don't have the time, do Kyoto, Osaka, check out Okayama, Kurashiki, Hiroshima, Miyajima, back to Tokyo, last couple nights in Tokyo. So just some things to think about. I love the fact that you have so much time in Japan. Not everybody gets to have this much time in Japan. I think just to do Kyoto and Osaka for like 10 nights is you'd have more time to do other things is what I say. So just food for thought, man. With that, that's just kind of my way to look at itineraries and stuff. I'll be doing more of these. If you like them, let me know. Drop your itineraries in the comments. I worked as a travel consultant for a few years and I did very well at the job. I'm also going to be giving out a free Japan travel resource. You just leave your email and you'll get it. Things to think about if you're traveling, if you don't have as much time. Things to think about if you have more time. Just things to consider in general when you're traveling to Japan. So that'll be coming soon along with more information. So yeah, if you want the access to that stuff, again, completely free. Not asking for any money. And then yeah, more content to come. Peace.